Welcome to episode 3 of the HAWKENING. We're hawking, and as you may have noticed, this was supposed to be a weekly podcast, and it's been like 3 weeks since we've done one. Whoops. There's only 4 of us, and we're on tour in a different country. Sorry. It's not like you were waiting on it anyway, let's be real. Before we get into everything, we should talk about some news from back home. Our homies in Ninja Spy put out a new album called Spunkin.
However you pronounce it, it's really good.
It's a
incredible.
sick album. Who produced it?
It might have been Garth.
Was it Garth?
I need to fact check that.
Yeah, but anyways, it's really sick. And Ninja Spy, I think, have been waiting, I think it's been 10 years since they put out their first album, Pie Nature. And this is a really incredible follow-up. So congrats to those guys. Within Rust just put out a new single today, a few hours ago.
Yeah.
2 hours ago?
Yeah, as we're filming this. So congrats to you guys. And Douse and Air Combat finished some tours. So congrats as well. Let's talk about... We've been on the road in the States for...
2 weeks.
2 weeks, something like that?
I think it's
Two and
exactly
a half.
2 weeks. It's Tuesday. We came in on a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's been exactly 2 weeks.
Exactly 2 weeks.
It's been sweet. We should. I think the audience for the HAWKENING is probably mostly bands, and musicians and stuff. And we do get a lot of questions about how it's different to tour Canada versus the States and what the logistics are of getting down to the States, especially work visas and stuff like that.
We've talked about
the visas and all that stuff. It's not that hard. Just do it. But. Differences between Canada and the States.
Money.
Let's talk about money. Let's talk about money first of all.
Money.
Who wants to touch on money?
Be sure to make a lot of it in Canada.
So you can, so you can lose it all in the States.
I mean, in Canada we have a stockpile of it. We seem to be able to save. And when we come into the States, it feels more like being a millennial and living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah. In Canada, there's value in how good your band is, and we try to operate at a certain level of professionalism and impact of the show. We have lights, we have the whole there's a lot of production going into our show, and you do that in Canada, and they go, wow. I mean, it's not like you make money hand over fist, but. No.
They're okay with shelling out a few $100.
Yeah, it's for a good show that's not just punk band plug and play.
They don't argue with it.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, nobody's mad about it. But in the States, it's all about, can you bring people to my bar? Will they drink?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for bar shows. If it's like a venue, I don't even know how venues that don't sell liquor make money down here. The economy is.
No idea.
Do what you can. We love it.
Music is more of a business down here, but also is everything else. So it's really capitalist and just
There's no way around it.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. We've been pretty lucky this tour. We've done well on the shows, but it's definitely not like Canada.
No. The term gas money really hits hard.
Oh man.
Especially when you drive a bus.
Yeah.
And pay cash.
Yeah. Although everybody pays in checks down here, and it's cool. We can't really cash this too easily.
They better not bounce when we get back home.
Also, the exchange rate. My God, the exchange rate. It's
although it can kind of work both ways, because then we technically make more money if we don't spend that on the gas.
Yeah, everything costs 1.4 times as much for us, but we also make 1.4 times as much money. If you make $100, you make 140 type of thing.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways.
So I guess just talking about guarantees and stuff, that's a word they don't understand.
Yeah, guarantees don't exist in the States.
So there's guarantees, and then there's bring 9 people to the door, and then we pay you after that.
Let's talk about that, because that doesn't. So in Canada or in anywhere where people are sane, it's a regular thing.
So not the States.
Not the States. Y'all got some problems. Some of you. Anyways, you got an orange president. Let's leave it at that. But no, I mean it's quite standard. Again, the audience for this is probably bands. If you are not somebody who's really involved in the music industry, you probably don't care about what we're about to say. But we don't care because this is what this podcast is about. But let's say the sound guy needs $200, security needs $100, and the person working door needs 50. So it's bad at math. I think that's 400 total in costs.
Yeah,
let's say.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then add 100 for room costs. So let's say the show's costs are $500, and you make $1,000 at the door.
Yeah.
It's quite regular for that 500 in show costs to come out of whatever you make from ticket sales. Which makes sense. Cool. It's what you make minus costs.
That's logic.
But they do this thing down here where they tally at the door to see. They ask the people coming who they're there to see.
Yeah.
If you're there to see the whole show, you just don't count. Just the bar just kind of pockets that money.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah, or if you're just walking.
Yeah, or if you're just a walk-in. Yeah, like the bands don't see that money unless you're really on the venue's ass about it. They're a lot more. They'll try to screw you subtly, and and they'll call it the industry standard.
Yeah.
And it's like, just because screwing people is the industry standard doesn't mean that's gonna fly.
They feel like it's an honor that you're playing there, and you're just like a for
an honor for
band.
you, to play at their 75 cap dive bar or whatever.
I remember someone saying to us, like, oh, they're gonna play a longer set, but you can still play this amount of time. We'll still pay you the same. It's like that's not.
That's not what it's about,
No.
We're not concerned about how long we play for. We're concerned about putting on a good show and making people go, who the fuck are these guys? Let's check them out.
Yeah.
Let me maybe become a fan and just listen to them on Spotify.
We'll be a cover band. Fuck it. We'll make some money, but like we don't want to do that.
It wasn't about the music. Get a residency at a bar. Get paid like $3,000 a gig.
Yeah, exactly. But, no, anyways, they do this thing. They'll tally at the door, first of all. That's weird, because that makes everybody in competition to, get the people at the door to say that
and the
band's
audience
name.
is segregated.
Yeah, exactly. It's all these bands playing their own show with their own fans on the same night. It's not a cohesive bill of, if you come for the whole show, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
But they'll say, the venue will take the first, say, 10... covers of people who pay for you. So if you have 20 people, say, who come and pay specifically to see you, you only get the money from 10. Yeah. So let's say the venue takes the first 10 covers from each of the 4 bands playing that night. They could have 40 people in there and none of the bands make any money.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with the costs coming out. It's the cost of doing business. You minus the cost. But I don't understand why they do this down here.
Find somewhere to take a bit of money out of pay the bands.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, in the first place, pay your staff hourly. Pay the staff. Pay the. If you're running a venue, that's your responsibility. Yeah. It's not our responsibility coming down here to pay your staff.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends what you agree. Like whatever's agreed upon in advance, great. But they certainly look at the bands down here as a tool to get people into the bar to drink or whatever, spend money at the bar. And the band is pretty much they're the important part of that equation, but they're the last to see any of the money.
But I've also noticed that the alcohol sales seem to be completely separate. Like which makes sense, but they're going to be like, oh, we're going to take the money from your ticket sales, and so we can make money. It's like, well, but you run a bar.
Yeah.
Like, what about the alcohol sale? Doesn't that pay for your staff and stuff too?
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, oh no, it's ticket sales.
Yeah, if we sell 100 tickets for a show, and then why are you paying your staff out of that?
Yeah.
Why is that our problem?
Yeah. Like
if you're only open for events, I get that it's different because your costs only exist because we said, hey, can you do our show?
Yeah.
But if you're a bar that's open 6 or 7 days a week, from 8 p.m. till 2 or 3 a.m.
That should be.
Yeah, that should be.
Pay your talent, pay your staff.
Or don't book bands.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Yeah, I feel like, why would we even book touring bands then? It's like, just don't. Just save everyone the trouble. Book Buddy Guy and the Lone Rangers local cover band playing all the hits for 4 hours to make your guests dance, therefore get more thirsty, therefore buy more drinks. That's the old model.
Yeah.
And leave touring bands out of it, because that's not what we're in the business of. We're in the business of putting on shows and doing it well and making people go, damn, that was sick.
Yeah. I've found that we've had to sort of, like, you have to be more aggressive in the States.
You definitely have to be so much more aggressive with the negotiations, especially like they'll just not honor the money that they agreed upon.
It's not a contract.
Just show them the email agreement. They're like, but that's not a contract. It's like,
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming that all the bands that are watching are sort of self-booked as well. So when you get down there yourself, you're gonna have to fight for it.
Yeah.
Even if you have an agent, usually they'll just book you the gig, and even if you have a tour manager, like it's still just somebody from your agency or from your label or what have you, who's like hopefully a scarier dude than the people in your band that can fight on your behalf. But if they're not scary, you ain't getting paid pretty much. Like they will try to screw you down here. Mm-hmm. It's interesting.
Don't let them screw you.
No, don't
get your money.
That's the interesting thing for us, is because this band is what we do, and I guess a lot of bands maybe are more pushovers than
you don't
us.
You don't want to fight someone.
Yeah, I get maybe. I mean, like, we don't want to make enemies, but it's like if we agree on a certain amount of payment and then you don't pay us that, it's like, dude, I'm not leaving here.
Yeah, we got all night.
Yeah, we got all night.
Let's make it clear, we don't make enemies when we do this. They actually kind of respect you if you do fight back and fight for your money.
That has been the interesting thing. You gain respect if you don't let them screw you over.
It's a really hard line to find, but once you get the respect, plus you get your money.
And we should also clarify, it doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't happen in Canada at all. Like bars or venues or whatever trying to screw you, it doesn't happen.
No, I think the entire Canadian tour, when you were settling up, there was like no issues at all.
No, never. I don't think any Canadian tour ever we've ever done has had any issues with settling ever. But in the States, there's always, I don't know, 1 or 2, maybe 3 shows, and it's like, wow, 1 is too many.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be doing that. But we should move on. The markets down here and the way the States is laid out versus Canada.
There's markets in every direction from your home city.
Yeah. Canada.
Because Canada's just west and east.
But if we're in the very corner, we kind of only have like one direction.
Yeah.
And there's so much sprawl to the cities too that even like suburbs of the same city can be different markets.
Yeah.
In and of themselves. So.
Yeah, LA, for example, you can play West Hollywood, Long Beach, Santa Monica, Anaheim, Ventura. You can play like a whole week tour of just the greater Los Angeles area.
Yeah.
And Riverside, you can play, inland, anywhere. But like if you played, I don't know, for Toronto, and also, I don't know, like Guelph, even like that's barely its own market.
And like Kingston is a couple hours
away.
Well,
Oshawa is like probably the closest, furthest from Toronto kind of thing.
Although Toronto's basically the States. Like the southern Ontario, and
I can see that
corridor down there, like that's. So I don't really. Vancouver. Like if you played Vancouver and also Abbotsford, that like it's an hour drive, but it's still like the promoter would be mad if you played both those cities because they're conflicting.
Yeah,
that's radius.
But here, 30 minutes away, new scene, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Super, super interesting. That's definitely different. It's something to get used to when you're routing it out if you're booking DIY like we do, for sure. But the fact that Canada is just Highway 1, it's just one, it's a string.
And there's that one that goes up to like Edmonton and Saskatoon.
Oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, the
Highway 2.
Highway 2. Yeah, no, that's definitely interesting.
I don't know.
Like if you do a Canadian tour, you can hit every major market in Canada on, one way and then the other.
Yeah.
If you do, you'd have to be on the road for quite a while to hit every market in the States. And it's also just geographically not
You gotta do
possible.
like a circle and then fill in the middle of the circle.
You gotta like do like a spiral almost.
Yeah.
I think this is why I sort of respect bands that go into the States, just because every band can do Canada. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, just a little bit. You're out for a week and you're back. But like, if you do the States, it's tough, it's scary, but it calls for that much more respect because you're doing something that's nuts.
Yeah, it is. It's cool to see bands doing U.S. tours. Yeah. The Canadian bands doing U.S. tours because it's like, okay, it's like the sign that you're serious about it.
Yeah,
basically.
But it feels cool because we've started getting messages on this tour just asking us like, how are we doing the States? Can we help them?
Yeah,
and we're always open to help.
Yeah, how do you guys do your visas? How do you do? And it's like, it's cool to feel like we're actually pioneering something. I didn't think we were. We just Googled stuff.
Yeah,
That's all we did.
It's Google and do things.
We were playing rock music in Canada, and Canada's kind of still on the chill vibes thing, and we were like, gotta go to the States where people like loud.
The Jarl.
Yeah, then it's too Jarl.
Let's talk about the Jarl.
Ohio?
There's a lot of
Okay, coming down to the States, I can really see why Nickelback did really well. Like, that explains it pretty well.
Nickelback is what they think of as rock down here. Like, it just that,
Yeah.
Metallica, Nickelback,
power chords,
the cowboy, big chords.
Drop
very,
C.
very into what was like really big 12 years ago, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And where the beer is.
Where's the beer, brother? It is funny because we're like a progressive rock band, and the States is not exactly known for their progressive attitude towards many issues. And the orange president.
And we have a minority in the band. So.
Yes. Can't wait to tour the South.
Woo! It's definitely different. I'm excited to tour Europe for sure, because that's I think Europe is pretty much going to be our market. It's the middle ground between because the rock that's popular down here is the straightforward power chords, the Nickelback type stuff. And when people hear us, it is a little bit out there for them. But it's the same thing with Canada. We're a little bit out there, but for a different reason. That we put on a sort of flashy, big, loud show, and they're still like on the ukulele, cute girl in a sundress Coachella vibes out there a lot of the time. Except out east, there is a rock scene in Toronto, Montreal, but we're from Vancouver. Yeah, we have chill West Coast vibes. Woo! Yeah, no, we don't.
Hometown.
Yeah, it doesn't really work out sometimes. No. But you get
I don't know. I guess just to wrap it up, I want to keep everybody not scared about going to the States.
That's a big thing.
We have answers, like, to a certain extent, we can help out. If you have questions, just ask. But it's tough. Don't be scared. You can do it.
Yeah. And again, we're guessing that most of the people watching this are like in bands.
Well, I mean, if you're not, then holy shit.
I can't fathom this being interesting to anybody who's not.
Stayed through for 18 minutes already and aren't a musician or in the music industry in any way.
No, that's whack. But thanks for watching.
Yes. Yeah. Much appreciated.
Do we have other stuff to watch? Oh my god.
But I guess that is pretty much it. We can do a quicker episode today. We usually talk for ages.
Yeah. But it's 5 weeks of tour. We're almost done tour.
Yeah, we got a week left.
Yeah, we didn't tell you guys in the intro, but we're in Pacifica, California right now. So for context, what we've done, we started in Vancouver. We went all the way east across Canada to Montreal, and then down through Chicago, Denver, Los Angeles, and now we're working our way back up the West Coast. Yeah. So that's been sort of the routing of this. We've seen all of those parts of Canada and the States.
And we've done States tours before. We've gone through the West Coast, like sort of, and like we've sort of touched on it. But this is our first
We've done the Northeast and the Midwest, and we've done the West Coast, but we've never connected the two. Yeah. Like we never did Denver or like anything in Middle America before.
So we get a really big
And West Coast was a different name and a different lineup.
Yeah, that was old stuff.
Yeah, that's...
But I mean, we're really
pretty much our first time on the West Coast.
This is Hawking's first time on the West Coast.
So we're learning a crazy amount on this tour, just like how to be a band in the States, because you sort of have to be a different band.
Basically,
which is weird, but I don't know. You get used to it. You learn how to budget better. You learn how to handle the drives. Yeah. Okay. One last thing. Canada, you got to drive like 30 fucking hours that way. And then here it's just like, the next show is 45 minutes later. You're like, what am I going to do all day?
Yeah. Our long drive from pretty much California all the way back home is between Sacramento and Eugene, which is 8 hours, which is the drive between Regina and Winnipeg pretty
Yeah,
much.
Calgary, Regina, Winnipeg.
Like,
let's not even talk about Winnipeg, Toronto.
Yeah. I mean, but like when you're talking to States fans, they're like, "Oh, you gotta drive 4 hours, dude."
That's brutal, man.
I think that's our first stop at home. Is home to Kelowna. It's like 4.5 hours.
Yeah, that's
And that's the easy drive.
Yeah.
Through the mountains.
It's a different world down here.
Yeah.
For sure.
So you got to adapt, but you know, the better you are at just being open, better
Yeah.
you'll be.
But no, it's cool. We're definitely going to be hitting the States a lot harder than we have been because we've got our visas for a little while, so we're just going to be hitting down here. We've got a couple packages in the works that I think we may be announcing, actually no time soon, but eventually.
Yeah, sometime in the summer.
Yeah, probably sometime in the summer there will be an announced. But yeah, lots of really, really cool stuff in the States happening for Hawking. We're excited. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for bearing with us talking about all our band shit.
It was fun.
Yeah. See you next time.
Okay.
Good stuff.
That was good.